lovely to have you here in person.
Okay, thank you, Maggie. Nice to be here as well.
Tell me a little bit about recent developments in your market that international investors should take note of.
I think if you see the market development for Indonesia, first of all, we'll see in terms of the company listed. In terms of investors, I think currently that our investor is around 9.7 million investors currently. In terms of retail investors, it's about almost 50% from the total average daily trading. So, but in terms of local compared to foreign, currently, our local institution and retail contributes around 70%, and the 30% is the foreign investors. So I think if you see in terms of investors, in terms also of the companies, we are one of the biggest currently in domestic. If you see in the market for market cap, our market cap currently about 630 billion US dollar. So if you see our GDP is about 1.1 billion, meaning that is only about 50% of total GDP. If you compare to other companies, usually our market cap, the market cap compared to the GDP is about 2 times. So for foreign investors, once I think what we did currently, we are focusing on 3 things. One is our, we call it market deepening. See, if you see, I mentioned about the supply side in terms of issuers, or also in terms of products. So beside the cash equities, we also last month introducing to the market regarding the structured warrant. And then currently with the structured warrant, we have about 3 series of underlying, or 3 stocks as an underlying as a start. And then in terms of demand, I mentioned already about our investor, and currently in terms of average daily trading, currently is about 1 billion. If you see for as a comparison compared to other Asians, we are only slight below Thailand. Thailand is about 2 billion US dollar daily tradings. I think that's what we can do. And also I think if you see in terms of our index is comparing to other global exchange, the one who is still showing the positive. Yeah, the positive. If you compare to others, mostly they are in the year to date, down. But we are still positive. We are still growth year to date about 7% now.
That's no small thing in the year we've just had.
Yeah.
So what do you think, based on some of what you just explained, what are the channels you think are really going to help global investors access not only your markets but ASEAN markets?
Yeah, I think the channel is, we can through 2 channels currently. If the investor, especially for foreign investor, can go directly, through a brokers, buy our equity shares, to the stocks. And secondly, the channels is through the products. So meaning they can connect is our brokers, our asset management, and also to buy our products like mutual funds, ETF, rates, and so on. So I think similar with other Asian countries as well, the channel can do these things.
What is your outlook for 2023?
Yeah, if you see what the analyst predicts about 2023 is that there will be about a recession in 2023 or stagflation. In our perspective, last month we have just launched our prediction of our budget next year, that if you see in terms of annual daily trading, currently we increase about 1 trillion IDR. So last year is about 3.75 trillion IDR, and then next year we predict that will be around 4.75 trillion IDR for average daily trading. And also in terms of issuers, we expect that this year will be 55 issuers or listed companies, and then the next year will be around 58 listed companies. So I think for us, I'm saying also our stakeholders that we are still optimistic. Why? Because Indonesian GDP is still growing about 5%. The year to date, our GDP is about 5.4%. So meaning that there will be an improvement of the market. Of course, the theme that we are making for our expansion, meaning that expansion with the cautious. So we have to cautious about the other, but because mostly is the inflation is something that we're facing us for the next year, and also the interest rate increase. Usually, theoretically, interest rate increase or also inflation hikes will be impacting on the capital markets.
Are there trends that you see that are going to help you grow, trends in the economy or trends in terms of sectors that you think can help feed your growth?
Yeah, sure. I mean, Indonesia, you see, since last year on this year, the unicorn and decacorn is the one will be keep maintaining our indices. If you see that Goto listed Indonesia, Bukalapak and so on. So I think for the coming years as well, the unicorn and the decacorn will be contribute significantly in our indices. I think this is something that we can see. Secondly, our domestic, as I mentioned to you, that our investors about 9.7 million investors. If you see in total population, only about 1.5%, still low compared to other Asian. So there's a potential for growth. Thirdly is about the age of the investors. Currently, almost 80% of our investor is young generations, below 40. So there's a lot of opportunity, and meaning that, as you know, the young generation, they will more risk taker, compared to risk averse. So by deepening the products, not only cash equities but also with derivatives, I think will be help us to boosting our indices and also our capital market performance for next year.
That's so interesting. Iman, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, Maggie. Nice to meet you as well.